Hello, welcome to my channel. Before I do anything, I must give praises to the Most High. Because if it wasn't for the Creator, I wouldn't be here. My topic today, I'm addressing Dean Holloway. Dane Holloway. I don't want to mess up the brother's name. But I see what you were saying the other day on your channel. And you have your opinion, and I have mine. But mine is the truth. It's called illegal paperwork. You said just because indigenous people can't prove where they are, because y'all go by paperwork, that's part of the white man's mentality. Everybody that listen to that go by that. Um, Paperwork don't prove who you are. That is what's brought here. Paperwork, any indigenous person know paperwork is illegal. So just because the Indian can't prove that he's a United States citizen, that don't mean he's not who he say he is. Because paperwork is illegal in this country. So you can't say that a paperwork makes a person know it. Don't. I know a lot of I know an Indian right now, a Lightfoot. He's a Cherokee rapper, and he said, "I don't need no tribal card because I know who I am." That's something that was given to the indigenous people, and I can get deep and stuff like that with natives. Um, Everybody trying to claim to be an Indian because they shame of their own background. And I know a lot of people don't believe in DNA, but DNA do prove who you are. And so why you think they can find murder if it didn't work? They couldn't catch murderers sometimes. People was afraid to take the DNA because they know it revealed they not who they say they is either. And natives are who they say they is. I'm the mouthpiece for all indigenous people. When you said that, that's like saying my mother wasn't who she said she was. And like you said, that slave post never came here. Well, they got proof of that right here in America. I guess you had to see paperwork and stuff like that. All that the people was brought here. And I'm not trying to knock nothing from African Americans, even though you're right, they not really African American. I don't even call them black, because black is a color of paper. And y'all gotta stop calling people white. They're not white. He's not white. It's paper. They Euros. My wife said they European descent. That means a person that's Europe. When you call a person white, you only call a person white if he's a white supremacist or like a KKK. That's when you call them white because they think they're above everybody. So when you call them white for no reason, you giving them power. They like to be called white. That's what I'm saying. And like I said before, I wear my paint on my face. It's like a war cry. I'm crying out for my descendants. What happened to them, that was wrong, but that's the way things are. And people so obsessed with paper that was in the born in this country. Everything in America is illegal, especially paperwork. Y'all have to excuse me. I got that acid reflex, and I'm not trying to bash nobody. Um, the so-called second person that was brought here are your people, and I'm not trying to be mean. But I get tired of people keep on saying that Indians is plants. A lot of people can say that. I heard people say that about you on some channel. They said that you're getting paid when you getting paid to bash another ethnic person. Good, yeah, it's all right. Well, I'm getting paid to do this. So like that, I don't do things like that. I don't bash nobody, and I know a lot of people of color. Like I just call them people. The second parties that came here, the people. I don't say black. I never said that word. And I know who I am. If natives are not who they are, why do all of them speak a different language? And my mother sure spoke it, so that kind of hurt me to the heart when you were saying that stuff, because my mother was an indigenous person, and like you said, anybody can be a native. That's why everybody adapted to certain things. Uh, I don't like it, but there's nothing you could do about it. But anybody know, you should know this too, Dane. Um, paperwork is illegal in this country. Cops, lawyers, all of them is illegal because the country was stolen, and they do got natives that saw this Hopi warrior go through a door. It's like a portal because he didn't want to be in captivity, and his people that they still waiting for him to come back. He might not come back. He probably like where he at. They got portals and stuff like that. And when you hear natives talk about they come from the sky people, they say they come from someplace else. And they was put here to take care of the earth. Like you take care of a cemetery. Natives were the caretakers of the land. And so they was put here for a purpose. That's why when they did they did examine this Indian skull next to an African skull, he said the head didn't come from those people. It came from someplace else. And like I said before, the Creator gave special angels power. I know it's kind of hard fetched because I know a lot of people don't believe in the Bible either, and that's why they go by their own analogy. Um, some angels given special ability from the Creator to create other people. That's why when people be saying, I hear uh, some black people say we was always here. Well, you was always here. Why did slave boats come in? That mean you was brought from someplace else. Indigenous people was already here because they was created by another source. The same person that created you created my ancestors. And when I wear different war paint on my face, I'm crying out for my people that died. And it's not for show. I'm proud of who I am, and everybody should be proud of who they are. Like I said before, y'all be trying to take on other people's identity and bash people. But I don't hear y'all be bashing European descent people. Y'all always bash another person, and everybody I come from a rich culture, and I'm not gonna sit back and let somebody just say, "Oh, Indians is plants on a reservation." They didn't ask to be on no goddamn reservation. They was put there by force and murdered. But y'all don't have sympathy for those for the people, the indigenous people. That mean the rich people of the land. That's why the God said we was always here. Just because you don't look the way you think a native look, the native is not an indigenous person, not who he said he is, but he is. And I have proof of that. And just making this video. I wish people would stop that, pick another topic to talk about, but I'm not gonna stand back and let people just mess with indigenous people. Like I didn't like that Jericho he said that old people can't prove who they are. They don't need to prove who they are because they know they was here. And paperwork do not make you proof of anything because all this stuff is illegal. And like I said before, people think about having a war bonnet on and birds flying on the screen that make you an indigenous person. That's to me that's for sure. My mother always said when a person is trying so hard to make convince you that there's something else, 9 out of 10 they not telling the truth. And in my words, many machone, that means water is life for any indigenous person, for any other person. Don't have to be an indigenous person. If you don't have water in your midst, you would perish. If you are in the desert, soda not going to quench your thirst. It's going to make you thirstier and thirstier because they number of all kind of flavors and sugar to make you thirsty, and you won't be wanting all the time. Water will quench your thirst. If you are in the desert, I guarantee you drink a whole one of them big gallons of water, that'll keep you full for a couple of hours until somebody find you or you have another one. Water, you would die in 2 hours and be in the desert with the big crates of soda because it won't quench your thirst. Yeah, it tastes good, but it's not going to do nothing for you. That's why in natives be saying many matone. That means water is life. And on that point, I want to say that's I got a little lit because Dane should know paperwork is illegal in this country. It was bought here. Taxes was bought here. And when I go to Foxwood and check in, even though I can't help that because my mother came from a reservation, that's how they give them tribal stuff like IDs. You, when I went to Foxwood, I didn't have my tribal card. I don't have to prove. It's like if you know something that you know how to do. If a person he could break a brick with his bare hand, you don't have to prove it to nobody and stuff like that. But when uh when they were saying all that stuff to me at Foxwood, and so you an indigenous person, somebody give you a tribal rate, like the room was $300 per night. At that time, it was like in 2005, and so she said, uh, "Where's your tribal card? You can get a discount." I said, "My face is my introduction," and the manager told her to give me the suite and stuff like that. So that's what makes people jealous. And in dispute can't help because they got tribal stuff that was forced on them too. So that makes them a phony or like there's so many people I see. And a girl thought I was making fun of her because her color. I said, I'm not making fun. You come from a beautiful culture. So-called black man and black woman. Y'all come from a beautiful culture. So indigenous person, they could say, you're my brother, which, y'all are, but like the cultures are different. So won't you accept that? But I see a lot of Latinos do it, other people do it, and everybody cannot be indigenous. Just like I said before, natives um, is the caretakers of the land. Just like you take care of a cemetery. They did the same thing, but when other people come here, they spit, piss on the ground, throw garbage on the ground, and the ground didn't have no bacteria, nothing in it. Back then, you can eat off the ground because everything was original. Now everything is not original. Even your food is not original. That's why I don't eat Burger King and McDonald's no more. That's all processed meat. It's not even real meat. It's meat mixed with other things. Why when you get like I was talking about the buffaloes burger is much healthier because a buffalo is a muscle animal. He don't have no fat on his body. A cow got a lot of fat on him, so chopped meat is not really good for you. And that's why they did what they did to the indigenous people. And I'd be damned if I let somebody else come along and say something bad about them. Everybody know, like I'm keep trying to put that in people's head. Paperwork is illegal, so that's what y'all go by. You gotta have paper to prove that you are a United States citizen. When the person that's giving you the paperwork was illegal itself. European descent people run that took this country, and they gonna make how you gonna make somebody else legal in the country by paperwork when you wasn't even a citizen of this country. All that stuff is European, so that's what y'all go by, right? Or what Europeans say and put down like, oh, they ain't got no proof that they is a United States citizen. It wasn't no such place as United States, so that's another copyright strike. So, oh man, it's so much stuff. I'll get my wife on this channel, and she'll tell you. But I forgot the whole list up because I gotta get this is my cash app. Hope you can see it. Yeah, you see it, right? So it's Ronnie Wilson Cash App Cash. Wait, it's Ronnie Wilson Cash App Cash Tag $sign Red Hawk Wilson 58. So I just want to make sure y'all get that in there. And I think Dane Dean Dean Holloway. I think he's a good person to wake up a lot of people. He has great knowledge. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to. I'm not an expert myself, but I just want to try to correct certain things about indigenous people that makes them indigenous. And indigenous people was the first so-called American that everybody go by, and the African Americans, so-called African Americans, He the second person that came. Both of them got something in common. It's not trying to be against one another and stuff like that. That's why like some Indian when people talk to them, they don't say anything. And I'm not ashamed. I did my DNA, and it does work. My mother was a indigenous person. She spoke three different languages. My mother spoke Korean. She spoke Shoshone. She spoke a little Japanese. And my mother also, before she also spoke Spanish. She just never talked around nobody because at the time we didn't live around nobody that was Latino or something like that. So stop going by paperwork because that's like you saying, I ain't gonna believe you unless I see paperwork. Paperwork is illegal too. So what you saying about oh the native can't prove he's a United States citizen. He was born here and his father before him was born here. He don't have to have paperwork to be a citizen. He was already here. So that didn't sound right. But I'm not trying to get on nobody's case. So when you see this my video, if you like it, comment and share and subscribe. I'm not trying to do anything for clout. I'm not trying to make money off of nobody. I have my own platform, my own wisdom, my own way of thinking, and I don't bash other people. Even though indigenous person get bashed all the time about who he is. I like if I can put a dent in your car, I don't have to prove it. I know I can do it. So that's what I'm saying. I said talk is cheap. Proving something is not. Like when people said that slave boats never came here, I told them to go to them on my other channel. Yes, they did come and they got one right in Alabama, and those people got a town called African Town. I guess they made up people too that descended from this slave. And I guarantee when people talk all that stuff, they have Caribbean background them and they want nobody to know. And they bought and when you can even Bar Marvin saying born out of Buffalo Soldier, he even said that they was bought here as slaves in his song. I guess people going to dispute that too. And they found a ship and people talking about how they build these ships. Yeah, they brought them here by ships. They had to build a ship. They didn't build overnight. They was planning this for years and years. European descent people. It probably took them like maybe 4 or 5 years to build that ship. But the ship they found it held 2,000 slaves. They showed it's underneath water and right in the south. So I guess that's a plant too. People should believe that because everything else come out of European mouth. People believe everything they say, and that's why I'm telling people paperwork is illegal. So paperwork don't make you an Indian. Dressing up like that don't make you Indian too. It's more behind the culture and just wearing clothes, you know, and it's not trick or treat or anything. I dress in my native stuff all the time. I want people to know that we're still here. We're not like no plant or put somewhere and stuff like that. So I have to go to my talk about something else. I'm just a little upset. So if you like this video again, comment, share, and like. In my native tongue, Dunada Wado. That means take care and have a blessed evening. Hone. That means goodbye. Jawish. Jawish means thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.